Anxiety keeps us away from God. In today's March 17th discourse, Shri Brahmachaitanya Maharaj teaches us how to live without unnecessary worry and instead surrender to the divine will. By maintaining faith and practicing nama-smarana, we can move beyond fear and uncertainty. Let's explore this profound teaching and understand its significance through an inspiring story from our spiritual heritage. The Lord resides in Sattva Guna, so we should strive to acquire it. If we want that He may come to us, we should not only do our duty diligently, but perform every act in a spirit of dedication. Be practical and put in proper effort in worldly matters, but simultaneously see that you pay due attention to God, as much, at least, as you pay to worldly matters. We realize the degree of our dependence on others when we are ill, and it brings home to us the narrow limits of our personal capacities and efficiency. We would find no cause for worrying about our affairs and condition if we only looked at those whose circumstances are worse than those of our own. One person worries about the recovery of his lendings and deposits, while another is worried about his owings to others, and yet another feels troubled in respect of his children. And the fun is that in all this maelstrom of anxiety, no one worries in the least about the betterment of his real self, his inner self. It is our thoughts of the past and the fear of the future that keep God away from us. Apprehensive about tomorrow, we deprive ourselves of the pleasure that we have today. Isn't this really strange? The one unfailing remedy for this is instantly to give up worrying and to devote the time saved to nama-smarana. One person once came to me, complaining that his son was a happy-go-lucky chap, absolutely oblivious of all worry or thought about the future. How will he fare when he grows older? He asked. I said, your worry is apparently justified, but if I may ask you, you have yourself worried about things all your life. What have you gained by it beyond physical and mental trouble, and beyond forgetting God? Why do you now ask your son to do the same? I would certainly urge him to do his duty diligently but live happily, but I for one would also urge him not to worry. How can one say that you are a true believer in God, so long as you worry about your prapancha? He alone can really be free of anxiety who lives in the faith that whatever is good and sufficient. He alone can get free from worry who surrenders himself to God's will. Personal reflection. This discourse reminds me of a story from the Mahabharata. When the Great War was approaching, Arjuna stood on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, gripped by anxiety and fear about the future. Despite being a mighty warrior, his mind was clouded with doubt, and he questioned whether he should even fight. He worried about the destruction that would come, the loss of loved ones, and the moral implications of war. Overwhelmed, he put down his bow and told Lord Krishna that he could not proceed. Seeing Arjuna's turmoil, Lord Krishna imparted the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita, emphasizing surrender, duty, and devotion to God's will. He explained that all anxiety arises from attachment to results and the illusion of control. Krishna told Arjuna, "You have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions." He urged Arjuna to act without attachment, to trust in divine justice, and to surrender to God with unwavering faith. With this divine guidance, Arjuna overcame his anxiety and stepped forward with renewed faith, understanding that fulfilling his dharma with sincerity was the true path to inner peace. This story beautifully aligns with today's discourse. We often worry about the unknown, fearing what the future holds. But when we truly surrender, trusting that everything happens by divine will, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. The mind finds peace when it rests in faith, not fear. The message is clear. Anxiety is futile. It neither changes the past nor controls the future. Instead, it only distances us from God. The solution is simple. Fulfill your responsibilities, but with complete faith and surrender. Whenever worry arises, replace it with nama-smarana. Let's take this teaching to heart and practice it in our daily lives. If this discourse resonated with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's walk this path of surrender together, trusting in the divine plan.